Hey, hey, hey. Good evening. Good afternoon. Uh, Sorry. Okay, let's put just you don't know that cute, but here we go. Just a small background. Where is my chat? My chat is here. It's gonna be talking, but you're there. Were you waiting for my stream? See that you all jumped right away. I need some lights here. Yeah, sorry, a bit later than usual. I was kind of, yeah, I was kind of fast. Okay, OBS is here, YouTube is here, I am live, the mic is working, music is barely recorded, that's fine. Alina! Alina Lucky, hello. Yeah, there's an echo, there's an echo, okay. Shouldn't be. Oh, I, yeah, that should be better. I must be careful with that. It's just sometimes the microphone cable disconnect, and it was working with a laptop one, which is not ideal. Can't believe I passed them along in the early hours. Was half asleep checking phone. Yeah. I mean, if you try to catch that long, unless you don't sleep or into another time zone, it was kind of complicated to catch that one. But yeah, so you know, I am long personally. I think it's pretty important we hold that law that we printed. Now we'll see what we got, but overall, we'll be looking either flat here, A, B, C, right? Being part of potentially either WXY like this or an A, B. No, sorry, what am I doing here? Yeah, other ideas going into an A, B, C here flat with this being the B wave, right? A, B, going for a C. I mean, well, yeah, we'll see. Into these two count that I'm just reviewing quickly here, there's the idea that we may have completely corrective structure here, and maybe we go for new highs and trending a bit higher here, but we could also be just continuing this big range here for a bit more, right? And just go well indeed into either running flat or expanded flat, or even maybe a triangle. We'll be just into the wave A of the triangle here and going to a B, C, D, E, will depend on the higher degree count, right? But yeah, I think we did enough here. Now, it's not necessarily the nicest low we could have printed, but I mean, it's valid. Yeah. And I had to remake that count a few times, obviously, because you know that's how it works, right? But yeah, ID is an A, B, C here, or B here, obviously. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just a diagonal, right? And yeah, I think I'm saying it's not necessarily the nicest slow, but I think it's pretty good on the 4 hour. Well, here, yeah, what I want to talk about just after, but on the 4 hour, we do have quite a nice reversal pattern here, right? No, I let it. I let that hold weekly level, which is from the highest weekly level from 2021, right? Just because it kind of show well, nice reaction, right? So far it's holding. But anyway, we did retrace to the 60K, so that's what I was looking for when we were there, right? So even 59, we hit a bit below 60K. Now we have bullish divergence on the 4 hour. We have something that look like a nice, reversal structure here on the other side. We've been breaking the downtrend. And have multiple reversal bull div, which is pretty nice, right? In 12 hour, we also have a bull div on the stochastic RSI. Now we'll see, we're already halfway to the boat now, but yeah. I mean, you can always find some resistance still coming here, or even on the 4 hour, right? There's a bigger one here. We're gonna come here. So there is no certainty. It's just in terms of count. I hardly see this dipping more and not being a lot more bearish, right? A lot more bearish in the sense that while losing the 60K floor and just going into a markdown toward 50K or even lower, right? Makes this kind of a distributional event, or the first event of a larger reaccumulation. We'll remain to see what happens if we do have a breakdown, but that's not what I think will happen here. I think we have a pretty good case for it. But if we were to have a breakdown, well, we'll reassess, but you may have a accumulation here and have this as a kind of the buying climax of a reaccumulation with the step down. But overall, we saw quite some fear here, of course, with geopolitical context and Iran-Israel situation, right? That kind of helps going down here. Now we printed the low on on the last significant event, which was the Israel strike back on Iran, and now we Iran said that they were not gonna strike back, right? So kind of opposing to the World War III right now, and I think we built into a nice fearful environment here. So very encouraging for we're starting to see in social a lot more bearish call, indeed 50K or lower call, big drop into the altcoin market cap, which is a bit more concerning for some. Well, we'll see if they rise back and hold their levels, right? But when I see some nice setup that I was looking at and kind of losing the 200 daily moving average, that's not necessarily what I was hoping for, right? Now, there's it's not bearish in say, right? But it would have been a lot better to hold that new trend, right? Now, well, we'll see. You can still have some sort of impulsive move here and still hold a higher low. On a corrective here. But in the sense that you have the high of the range here, you have a bit of deviation. Now you're back in the mid of your range. You lost your key trending moving average, so kind of open the door for going back to the low of the range, even maybe sweep it for spring or whatever. But I think that's moment right now is where you might be willing to take a bit more risk, right? Or we'll come back another day on altcoins. Oh no, it's Bitcoin. So yeah, the higher time frame count didn't change. Is that one we're into a 4 and we're going for the next fifth wave toward 90k basically. Yeah, 90k. And then we can still come back into a larger wave 4, which can retrace, still inside the range or testing back the high of our current range. That will be if we really see a big impulse to 90k, right? The alternative count still valid as well, being the idea of a larger fourth wave. So even that one we did retrace enough, so we could also be going for this fifth wave, right? Which I'm missing the fifth target here because I set it. No, it's in between, but that can work as well. But just the idea of that count is this wave 4 can also extend a bit more in time, and that's where we might be seeing a flat, for example, or indeed a triangle, and extend this range a bit longer. That's one of the two counts, right? There's also this one, which indeed will be the bit more bearish one. That will be the count, or that was the count I will have considered if we didn't hold the 60k. And I might consider it again if we do lose the 60k here. That will allow even longer reaccumulation. Right? That's where we can see we could potentially see a breakdown. But you may have quickly saw what I had in the beginning here. I was just, it's not necessarily something I'm seeing on account here. I was just considering with this choppiness, where I zoom in to try to get more precision here in terms of low time frame count or mid time frame count, etc., to try to get the best entry, right? At some time when we go, the lower we go into the time frame on Elliott Wave, well, the more potential valid count you have, right? Some time frame the high time frame we can usually keep it to 2, 3, 4 possibilities, but when you start to dive below 1 hour, you get into a lot of stuff. And I was like kind of remembering of what we had last summer when we had this kind of rather a bit complicated choppiness here at the low. So maybe we'll see something like this, right? And maybe right now where we are somewhere into this kind of move, and maybe we'll still dive a bit more into fear, right? If we sell off into the the halving event instead of having a pump into it. And yeah, maybe a bit of deviation. I would not be necessarily opposed to that. Not necessarily going to be trying to catch a very low if this kind of stuff happen. Because that's where you might, well, if you manage to do nice and trade little scalps here and there, you might successfully, position nicely into a long that you keep a runner out of your scalp. But otherwise, that's where you can get stopped a lot of time before succeeding to catch a low, right? It can be pretty hard. And the thing is, to be honest, right now on the low time frame, right, is that we rather have an ABC structure so far, and we're kind of grinding back down here. Let me check where is my... Okay, it's tightening down here. We had a bit of selling imbalance. With bit on derivative as well, but let's focus on spot for a minute. Fan control, turbo, yeah. We have a similar setup than we had here, and here again. Where the 2% spreads flip back into selling, selling in balance into the other book, right? And we had also the same, squeeze short and have big increase of open interest at the high, with funding going down, so suggesting aggressive shorting, market shorting here. So with derivative trading at a discount, but negative founding, usually a good sign, but it's especially a good sign when it's coming at the low of the range, not necessarily when it's come at the high, right? Because here it just means that there is very aggressive market shorting, and the one that are market shorting so aggressively and with such size, you're not sure they're gonna get squeezed. Probably at some point they're gonna get squeezed, the one doing that. But you had this here, this a bit less here, a bit more here, right? Huge absorption, very big negative funding, and yet we're still dipping, right? So a bit of caution. Now the main defense that we have is we at least change the market structure, because here we're making low highs and now we have a higher low. We have a market structure change, right? A small one, but still a valid one. And yeah, so now it seems to have been closing pretty quickly here, so it's pretty encouraging. Now, also, looking at the very low time frame count like this on a reversal, it can be very tricky, because you will often have something that look rather obviously corrective up than really obviously impulsive up, while when forming a bottom. And so I think there's very good chances that we are forming a bottom here, and that we may have indeed a bottom at the low here. Now, what would be the count? Maybe you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. That can also work. Or maybe you have a 1, 2 and a sub 1, 2 here, and can go. you review this later on, or you zoom out when you have a very clear third wave impulse, a bit like this, right? But another one will get things even clearer, an even stronger one. And then you see where you get consolidation, and you come back to see what kind of degree it makes the most sense, right? Now we retrace to 50% of that, and we retrace to in between of the total move. I don't know if sorry, I'm checking back the chart here, as you see, because I was gone most of the afternoon here, so I didn't really see what happened. Yeah, maybe ABC and ABC, like a WXY structure. Whatever there is overlapping, so it's not an obvious impulse move either. We'll have a 1, a sub 1. Yeah, no. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expanding. Yeah, nothing obvious in the 1 minute here. We did feel probably a fair value gap here, as I would guess. Yeah, there was a nice fair value gap here. It was mostly filled. Still one down there. When we have a POC at the high, yeah, because we have a lot of volume into this. I need to reclaim that POC. Well, I don't want to spend too much on the low time frame because I get it. For me, I rather remain long as much as possible, taking scalps here and there. If you manage to, or even here, if you manage to take a long, maybe you take in between, but rather, wait for a higher high, and if you start to reject, take profit a bit and see if it continues into a higher low. But yeah, simply in this kind of context, I favor taking the the little scalp, taking the long, take profit rather at the high or higher high, and short rather internally take profit, right? Now let me think about a few stuff here. So we have a 204-hour moving average here. That's gonna be pretty important to reclaim. In terms of anything can be correct here. That could be a flat, It's a bit nasty, but it could be. So indeed, we could go for a low. My idea for what I have been taking long here, a bit more on the swing perspective, low leverage one, right? Is to bring it to the high, right? Now, if things get a bit too much OP, I will probably look for that high still for the POC. I don't really want to take much profit before that, right? And I take a minimum 1 just to pay for the stop, but yeah, you have a bit of this order block. Well, the 66.6k here, the killer, we have the weekly open. Yeah. It would be nice to reclaim that weekly open. For the close, for the weekly close. I think we can do it, right? True. Let me check a comment. What EMA are you using? I think we go higher. Highest a la vista in basketball. I'm using mainly the 200. No, the classic one. 200 moving average. Of course, they're always the preferred one. The 21 can be useful, okay, for the low time frame trend, right? Kind of a good indication, but 21 in pink here, 200 in orange. Sometime I will put the 50 or something else as well, but yeah, mainly these two. So surely that's what we need to reclaim. That's why I'm kind of, if we start to do something like this, go a bit above the 200, but reject and close the week below the weekly open, that's gonna look a bit less strong. What I would like to see here, it's just a fucking pump here, a bit aggressive, and maybe we'll chop here to. We don't even need to, because even with my corrective ID here, I would like we just go straight to new all-time high from here, right? The idea is to have a wave A here, and an A, B, and going for a C, so we can see a very aggressive, impulsive move here out of this. And that's rather what I would like to see. And that might be the best trap, because as we build into a bit of fear here, going straight back to new all-time highs just after the halving, that the hype gonna flip back again to very greedy, and now you can come back into the range potentially. But for the larger corrective ID, that's really where I would prefer to be a seller at the moment. I am seeing here on the lower time frame, yeah, projecting from the POC, and from a 1-1 extension. Yes. I think we'll go higher anyway. I'm tempted to say to sell you a short here, preferably even a bit higher, but with today high as invalidation, maybe as an edge, rather than taking profit into lower longs here. I would not take this short if I was not long. No, it would rather be an edge, but the obvious simple one got. Okay, yesterday I took one, I think that was here. I flipped a bit here again when I saw the setup, but I was really looking for continuation. And I'm still looking for continuation. Yeah, I mean, you see the volume here. It's pretty obviously absorption at the low. There's a bit of short squeeze, but a lot of absorption at the low. And aggressive buying here. Give me just sorry, I'm back. Finalize was aggregated here. There's not a lot that I've been building on, but overall, you know, we have the negative funding here as well. We had, and I show a bit the, sorry, I'll talk a bit about the selling limit here at the highs here, but overall, we are rather into big bidding here. Right, we have really obvious bidding imbalance here on spot and on derivative as well, right? Not as big, but quite significant still. So, you know, there's obviously the flows that being heavily defending. So yeah, I mean, this look prime to reverse to me. Yeah, and if that fell, that's gonna be bad, right? But next support will be next POC basically here. Well, I think this will hold. We also have Bitfinex buying, you know, do the same kind of pattern that we had on the previous low here. Very aggressive buying on margin. Magic Sprint is a bit less obvious, but overall I've been very much greenish, right? There's a bit of red, but that is mostly due to what? Yeah, to Coinbase being a bit bigger buyer than Bitfinex during this period. The small red are just, yeah, is that. Or really coming into a local top here, you know. Or might be market liquidity engineering, we'll call it. Fell a bit into the early deep buyers and stop them. So yeah, bullish, halving happening in a few hours, most likely. I think we can easily reach all-time high. I would, yeah. I just want to be aware of the right chart, but yeah, to be aware of that overall 60,000, 66,600, right, kind of area of resistance. That if I see deviation and come back below it, and especially closing the week below the weekly open might be a bit more concerning and might lead us to another move. I don't really have the count for such a move at the moment, but you know, we can always build some kind of A, B, C down here, right? Have a bigger WXY. There is always something we can look for. The strands, which just need to push a bit more, right? Continuation to those, no, continuation up, right? I know, yeah, I have the short here, but I mean, it's always possible. At the end of the day, you have your, sorry, I'm in flipping chat 10 times here. Just let's take something clean. You know, you have your preliminary support here coming into your selling climax, automatic reaction, secondary test. uh, test of your preliminary support. You have your STB with a spring, kind of a creak here as well. So you might consider this the STB phase. So it's not impossible. You still get a spring, or spring that might be, a spring can be a V shape, or it might be a deviation. It's not impossible until really we reclaim that area, we hold it. Now the thing is, I will not be waiting for this area to be reclaimed, for this simple fact that I think that if we reclaim that area, it will be like in a few hours, in a day or two, we'll be at new all-time highs, right? That's what I think gonna happen. It's just gonna be fucking strong. I will almost argue breakout trading here, at that point. It's that to reclaim resistance, but I say almost because we might chop around still. Oh, if you consider, is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe we stay here, and we come back here, we take the low again. Always a possibility. So not really argue a breakout trading here. But if you do something like this, or even better, you sweep that high, you going back here. Well, most likely I will be a buyer down there first, but we'll almost be arguing a breakout trading on the third test here. Yeah. But yeah, bullish stuff, all over. I mean, the sentiment was so clear here. You were seeing everybody calling for new highs and for what altcoin should I buy to make 10x, 100x, halving coming, hype, etc., etc. You drop a bit, and we're starting to see call for more downside. It's the end of the world. Bitcoin is not succeeding as a safe haven in period of uncertainty, etc. It's part of the bullshit, People are fearful. You have negative funding. You have derivative trading at a discount. You are just at the bottom of your range. You have a clear range, It's not rocket science. Just at the low of the range overall. Yeah, be a buyer here. Now you mid part of your range. So it's always a bit complicated when you get that kind of move out of it, but yeah, being prudent, being edging, having a bidirectional trading strategy, and still be looking for a bit of short edge in this area is fine, but better be feeling long down there. And I know it's not easy especially if you use leverage, because you how do you catch that? You can't, right? And if you manage to catch a nice low here and you keep your tie stop, you get stopped and immediately reverse while you're sleeping. That's extremely désagréable, quoi. It's not fun, I know. Yeah, all you can do is grab little longs, you take profits, and you hope it continue. You know, and if we best long might be here, a sweep of this here. I'm trying to guess what the hold me will have done here, you know. Wake up, you chest long at the high, even with low leverage, 4%. Yeah, probably a good chunk of liquidity here. You know, when you're chasing here, stuff like this without knowledge or experiences, you might be looking to put your stop at the closest swing low. So clearly there is stop here. Pretty obvious at that point. You can look at the liquidity map to see it. Yeah, you see, bunch of liquidity here. The most now is above us. A while above. This cool chunk of liquidity that I've been building here. Now we have something to squeeze up. Yeah. Hi, Jenny. So, I'm trying to think, what can I give you on the long tree here? Let's take different perspective. We have a break of the creek here. We already had here. Five minutes, 2 minutes. It's a nice shot on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I mean, on our time frame, 4 hour and below, it's pretty good looking chart to me. This rate we're also approaching overbought rather quickly because we put so much effort to reverse here. But, you know, you have this as well. It's something I love to see. It's kind of rounding bottom on the our RSI with pretty important bull div here. You know, that might be the extra correlation you might be looking at if you get some kind of move up here that gets reject from the 4 hour moving average, you know, even if it go a bit above. You have also your 4 hour overbought here. Yeah, might be where I would be willing to hedge. We have a pocket of liquidity up here. I think we're gonna have a big pump, just like we had here. wide. It's wide. Get this. Where is the next best risk reward here? The golden pocket. I'm just not so sure we'll go down there. Kind of seem a bit too low. But if I get something like this, you know, in 5 that I can count from the like significant swing high, either here or, you know, a bit higher if we chop a bit more, you know. Yeah, look for that. Your 15-minute bull div. 5 minutes should be enough here. Liquidity. Short into the low. Perfect. Now that's pretty good because, you know, compared to here, well, you know, we closed it before. But the aggressive short mostly closed here, so I'm sure we need to go lower, but I can see it for sure. Shark harmonic. I don't know what tempo. Oh. On the 1 hour, you see a shark harmonic. I don't know. I don't know. I always struggle to see the harmonic clearly here. That would be a bearish one. Butterfly. Anyway, let's look at harmonic profile. So yeah, I guess that would be it. Well, I can give that. It was safe to give. Again, I'm just not so sure we go down there again. And in fact, I would prefer we don't. And more than all-time highs around 77. You know, the 123 trace of that move, basically, as targets. Take profit maybe a bit along the way, but maybe even just here. an idea. On the 3-2 here, we can still go higher to have better confiance. You know, 161.8 extension of what move we have here. It can go beyond the 161.8, but especially in this context. But well, golden pocket, right? Obviously, not just. Yeah. You know, you can also wait for the deviation here. You might get your bet at that point, right? Three two retrace. I like that. I like 3-2. I like golden pocket 786 even. I would. I don't want another move down because I don't have a count for it. Just from here. I don't want the low to get taken again. But it might. I mean, everything might happen, right? But I would rather hold this. That's all I have to say. Or having what I talked about, having some kind of fuckery, but at that point, sorry, I don't even remember what it is here. No, this is kind of fuckery, but at that point, it's not necessarily going to try to catch the low. That will mean we'll spend another week or two shopping around below 60k. Just don't lose your mind, don't lose your stack trying to chase too much. I think right now is good timing to chase a bit. No. If you get stops more than 3 times, it's probably got to take a pause here, but I think it's a good time to be a bit more aggressive on the long side. Yeah, 21 we are holding. But if we take the low, well, the choppiness might continue a lot longer, so we'll be prudent, and we'll be seeing that next week, right? A few comments here. No, there's 20 of, okay, your harmonic. Let's take a look at your harmonic, and after I go. 20 of March 20, 24 high, 26, I guess. April low. Yeah. That's your shot. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Obviously. Yes. Yeah, it's a nice one. Yeah. Even that, not as nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's overall yeah. Just not just confirmation, but it show you a bit, yeah, right? The harmony in the price action, you spend more or less similar time during this move down, then this move up, then this move down, then this move up, and then this move down. So in terms of time, yeah, I can see clearly good for the pivot here. You have your flower overbought, oversold, usually oversold. Everything is still good. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that was clear enough, interesting enough, and we'll see you next week. And yeah, maybe you know, I didn't look at every altcoins, but didn't look at altcoins as whole almost, but yeah, surely there is opportunity now. They've been pretty slaughtered, right? For what I had in terms of BTC counts, is not what I was looking for. Not looking the best on AV, harder, but sure, I have room to come back. You know, there's some that have been holding a bit better onto the 200, like AVAX, or it's a good better sign, you know. We have still a very nice impulse on the BTC pair. It's looking pretty good, you know. Doge is still high, holding pretty nicely. DOT is a bit weak on the BTC pair, to say the least. But yeah, and a bit below the 200 moving average. So not what I'm a fan of. TM is still holding the 200, so that's good. In between. Overall, you know, in terms of spot risk is pretty good, right? I don't like this kind of finish. If we could just do that, I would be a lot better to me. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does work. Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a good weekend and see you guys soon. Bye for now.